Yo, what's up, guys? All right, so the question bouncing all over X, all over um, YouTube, is the bull run over? We're gonna have a look at a couple of things. All right, so let's get into it here. JASMY right now sitting at 0.7% down on the day, down 20.8% on the week, down 26.9% on the month, but up 475% on the year, down 2 spots in rank to 72, $1.54 billion market cap, and the volume is atrocious, sitting at 91.28 million. Mixed bag across the market right now, guys. Some things pumping, some things dumping. XRP had a little bit of a run earlier. The entire XRP ecosystem did. You had Corium, XLM, Flare, XRP, and so on, all having nice little pumps to the upside. Not too bad. There's still some good DC opportunities out there, guys, for those who are committed to their craft, so to speak. Let's go have a look over at JASMY. What's JASMY's chart saying right now? Still holding the support, guys. Again, same thing I said this morning, guys. We can only continue to test support so many times before it fails. Every time you retest a level of support or resistance, it gets weaker and weaker. So we are setting up for a dump to the downside here for JASMY. Same thing goes for Bitcoin. If I go pull up the Bitcoin chart, same thing, guys. We continue to test 92K. The more and more we retest it, the weaker and weaker it's going to get. We're bouncing between 94 and 92K constantly here. So we have the daily candle close in about 12 minutes from the time I'm recording this video. So we'll see. We'll probably close somewhere right around where it is right now, around that 94,500 level. So, I mean, decent and everything, but we never did test 92 on the current daily candle, so that's good. That's very bullish. But again, until we see a break to the upside, till we get above 95.6, maybe 96,000, till we get above that level, guys, and start showing some strength, we got to get up ultimately above 98,600. We got to start building momentum to the upside. This weekend so far is dictating that we're not going to see very much volume, which means sideways, boring, choppy action through the weekend. So I personally will be dollar cost averaging, taking advantage of it like we always do, right? Continue to stuff those bags, guys. That's what I am going to do. Now, the first thing I want to look at on Bitcoin. So we say, is the bull run over? Well, let's have a look. So this was 2021 and 2022. This was the bear market, the start of the bear market, right? So if we go back, so here's our peak of the last bull run right here. Now, we've done this a few times, but we're going to look at it again because so many people are unsure and they need reassurances. So this was the election, okay, in 2020, the 2020 election. So then you fast forward November, December, and then here we hit January. So January 3rd is where things really December, middle of December, things started to run up, right? But what you have to remember, guys, is that things are not going to be exactly the same to the day, right? There's going to be a good 3, sometimes 4 weeks differential between what's happening, right? So things really started to move around the middle of December. We saw a move up from about December 13th until about January 7th, right? We saw a 124% move on Bitcoin. We didn't see that this time, right? So, yeah, we just kind of were sideways and a little bit choppy. That's about it. A little bit of boring action. So, so that's when things started to take off, right? Now, if we go again, so things really started December, and then right here, January 3rd, things really started to take off, really started going parabolic, right? So then what happened? We had the spring pump, right, all the way to April, and then we had our summertime crash, down till about May, June, and then just sideways boring action through the summer, right? Then we saw the blow off top in the fall, right around October until till around the middle of November. We saw the blow off top. Things started moving back up in July, and then finished off in October, November. Then we started heading towards a bear market. We hit 2022 and things went down. So now what you have to understand, guys, is that you're going to see a lot of content creators that are giving a lot of misinformation, right? Now, and I'm talking about the big ones. I'm not going to sit here and name them all, but they'll sit here. That the reason we have this divided, because we did a different video, we were talking about it. This is the bull run, and this is the bear market. This box is 2021. This box is 2022. Okay, all through this here, all through this 2021 bull run here, all through this box, you had some of the largest, and I'm talking the largest content creators for crypto on YouTube telling everybody that 2026 was going to be a bigger, 2022 was going to be a bigger year than 2021. They were telling everybody not to sell their crypto, not to take profits, right? And this box here is 2022. So what happened in 2022? Does 2022 look bigger than 2021 to you? Exactly. You cannot follow these people and just blindly believe what they're saying. And the same goes for me. You can't just blindly believe what I'm saying. Like, I'm an honest dude. I'm very genuine. Right? I don't allow sponsors on the channel or anything like that. I don't do that stuff, okay? So, and my channel's not big enough to be dumping on people and stuff like that. The channel's just plain old not big enough. So we don't have any of that stuff here. We give it to you straight. I think something similar is going to play out, right? Pushed back. We might not see it till around the beginning of February. I mean, it might start happening around the inauguration, right? Because the inauguration is most certainly not going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, given the fact that no one's buying the rumor right now, right? Buy the rumor means we're pumping hard, right? Up to an event or a catalyst. And then at the catalyst date, then we dump because everyone takes profits. That's what a buy the rumor, sell the news event is. So we're not moving to the upside right now. We're not pumping. We're not having that hard pump. So a lot of speculation that I have right now is that what we're kind of doing here is something similar that we did right here, right? We're doing that again right here. We got to there. I cleaned the chart up, okay? So what I'm seeing happening here, guys, is something very similar to what happened right here, okay? So what I mean by that is we saw this here. We saw consolidation and a move to the upside, right? We saw a move up and then consolidation, move up. And we saw this big level of consolidation here. Nope. Right? We saw this level here, and then we broke to the upside. So we're doing something similar here, in my opinion. Consolidating right now. How long does it take before we move to the upside again? But another move like this is coming, in my opinion. Bitcoin's essentially taking a breather. See, when you zoom out, you see how things kind of, don't look as doom and gloom, right? Consolidation is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? So I do believe that the next move is coming. That being said, though, guys, when we got to zoom in. I believe we are going to see a move down, and I've told you guys this before, right? Right here, right in here, into this pocket right here. We're going to see a move down into this area if 92K doesn't hold right here, okay? And I don't think it's going to hold because we've retested it way too many times. I'm surprised it's held up to this point, if I'm being honest with you, right? Now, listen, I see a lot of controversy too online. A lot of people are saying, Well, it looks so obvious that we're breaking to the downside that we might not break to the downside. And there is an argument for that, right? Crypto does tend to do the opposite of what you think it's going to do. But in this case, in all likelihood, what we have to do is work on probabilities here, right, guys? We don't work on hopes and dreams. We work on probabilities. The probability is that we're going to come down between 85 and 88K. Now, let's go have a look at some other charts. I want to show you a couple other things. So here we are at the Dixie, right? Sitting at the DXY. So if we go back, where were we here? 2020, January, February. So here we are. So this is the dollar. And the dollar started moving down. Where did we start moving down here? February, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So the dollar didn't really do too much dumping, which is a little bit surprising to me here, right? Because we're in December, so January. So this is where Bitcoin dominance and everything started to rise, right? And it's weird because the Dixie usually drops. It's inverse correlated to Bitcoin. So usually when Bitcoin runs, right, the dollar would drop. So here we have January 3rd, right, in the last bull run. And it starts kind of going up instead of down, right? But then look what happened in 2022, right? We reached 2022, which is right. 2022 starts. I mean, the dollar's really starting to run up here. Then we hit 2022. And the reason it goes up like that is because that's when the the bear market started, right? That's when that's when Bitcoin started crashing around the end of 2021, and you notice that the dollar starts gaining strength right around the time that the bear market starts, right? So, I mean, right now, but first we saw the decline of the dollar going into the parabolic part, right? So if we come over here, what do we have? We have not had really we've had this, but this was back in the summertime of last year, right? So we haven't really had the decline. We need to see, if you look down here, look how low the dollar got. Look at that, right? We need to see the dollar really kind of come down. But if we go over to, let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Right? Similar thing. So we're sitting here right now, and what are we doing? We're putting in lower highs, right? We continue to reject off of this line. My guess is another move to the downside on the Bitcoin dominance, right? We'll probably come down and then come back up and retest it and put in another lower high before we eventually completely collapse to the downside, right? So a bearish pattern for the Bitcoin dominance is bullish for altcoins. Okay, just so you know. But look what happened to Bitcoin dominance back here, right? This here is the start of altcoin season, and look, we've covered this before. January 3rd, guys, January 3rd, right? That's when this started. Look at that collapse of the Bitcoin dominance. That is when altcoins start to run. So look at that massive collapse all the way down till May, right? Where what happened in May? We saw a drop off. We saw a dip in May. We always do, right? It was like 56% or something like that. So now let's go to the total 2. Now this is the market cap of all of the altcoins, everything except for Bitcoin. So right now it's down. Well, obviously it's down, right? Because I mean, it's not going to be up. So here we are, just kind of trending for this as well. But if you notice, we're kind of putting in lower highs here as well. So, but the point is, if we go back in time once again, where are we? Where did things start going parabolic? Well, looky here. January 3rd until when? The middle of May. Again, so we saw Bitcoin dominance crash to the downside. We saw altcoin dominance, the total two, climb to the upside, and then the summer crash, right? So all this stuff aligns, guys, is what I'm showing. The point of all of this is that we haven't seen any of this happen yet, right? None of it. So for me, the answer is quite obvious. No, obviously we have not topped. And I don't care what metric out there anybody is showing, because you can also go ahead and you can time the amount of days between the Bitcoin halving event and the peak of every single cycle up to this point has been an average of about 525 days. Okay, so that would bring us from the Bitcoin halving event of last year to the peak of the cycle would be somewhere between the middle of September and the middle of November of this year. Okay, so I'm anticipating a run up in the spring, right, till about March, April. And then we're going to see things start to crash back down 40-50% for the summer, just like it happens every summer, right? Not just in bull runs, every summer we see a crash. That's why they say sell in May, walk away, right? We're going to see that crash through the summer. Sometime around the middle of July, we'll start to see things slowly pick back up. And then we'll see the blow off top in the fall, sometime between September and November. That's how things are going to play out, guys. Anything else anyone is showing you about, well, the ETF's this, or, like BS. What? There would need to be a valid, even C19 could not stop the 4-year cycle. The entire world shut down for 2 years. That could not stop the 4-year cycle. What has happened this time around that would shave hundreds of days off of the 4-year cycle? Hundreds of days. Nothing significantly enough. The ETF into Bitcoin, that's not enough to stop the 4-year cycle from happening. That's ridiculous. And if anything, that's a positive factor, not a negative factor, right? Listen, guys, a lot of people will tell you that the death phrase in crypto, this time is different. I have been around for multiple cycles, and those people come out of the woodwork every cycle. They say this time is different every time, and they'll have their reasons why it's different. They had their reasons in 2020, 2021 why it was different. And guess what? It wasn't different, right? So, but that's my conclusion, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the bull run is over? Do you think we're going to peak we're going to have our blow off top in the fall? Let me know in the comment section. And listen, we're doing something absolutely unprecedented over on the Patreon, guys. We open up a group video call, which we do every single day, where you're able to see and hear each other, the entire community. We have hundreds of people over there. You can jump in. You can ask all the questions that you have. If you're feeling nervous, if you're scared, especially at times like this, guys, right? You need to stay informed. You need a community behind you to support you. You need education. Jump over, join our group video calls we have every single day. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me personally, and we will help you out with all of your questions, all of your concerns. We will help guide you through this. Do not let your emotions get the best of you when it comes to this. And if you don't have an exit strategy in place, guys, we can help you design one that's structured to your portfolio. Do not try to navigate this altcoin season by yourself. If you do not know where liquidity is in the market, if you don't know how to place your sell orders where the buy orders are, you're going to end up having to hold your crypto for 4 more years, and you're not even going to understand what happened, right? Your sell orders are going to be put in, they're not going to fill, and you're going to be extremely angry when that happens. Why risk it? Join our community, guys. Join our group video calls. Schedule your one-on-one coaching AMAs. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.